Thank you all so much for coming to my channel again and checking this video, and I'm extremely happy that you're coming back, as I hope that what I'm going to share today will really make things more simple for you, whatever you have kids playing into the sport or you're just trying to improve your strokes. So I'm so happy to share this because for me, teaching tennis and teaching kids tennis, one of the most important things that I have as a tennis coach is to teach the basic fundamentals of tennis, as I believe that they really can affect kids' future and how they play later. So I've decided to really start focusing on the habits, building the right habits from the very first time I start working with a tennis player. And of course, if a tennis player comes at a different age, there's things here that I'm going to show that can really show the player why they should make an adjustment if they need to do so. So they can really hit the ball better with a cleaner contact, and that will help them to really perform to their best capabilities. So today I'm going to share with you about what I call the grip test, the racket grip test. And this is something that I've been telling kids, especially when they ask me why you're teaching me this grip, and I really love when they ask questions, because then as I have some information and me as a source of information, I can really show them. I mean, I can really show things that can make sense for them to make that change that will really help them to play better. So here what the grip test is. You can, if you have a kid that plays tennis now, if your kid is playing tennis, perfect. So you can even do this and check if your kid is holding the racket well. You don't have to be a coach. That's right. So here we go. You just simply have the kid, or you if you're a tennis player, hold the racket the way you're holding for a forehand. Let's start from the forehand. So once you have your racket, then hold your grip, and you can have it strong on the grip. You can have it strong, and you just grab the racket on the throat and you just push back. You just push back with a good amount of pressure on the racket. Now as you see what happens here, my hand is getting off the grip. I'm going to show it also from this angle. And I did this on purpose because I'm holding a grip that is not correct. But a lot of people are holding similar grips. And it doesn't mean that you cannot make the ball and you cannot hit the ball you cannot learn to hit the ball like that. But what I'm trying to say here is that there's some basic things that can really help you to perform to the best you can as a tennis player. No, you cannot learn to hit the ball with the wrong grip. Yes, you can, but there are some subsequences when you do that. Like not a good contact, or maybe you have some pain with the wrist, or maybe some pain with the elbow. There's so many things, but I'm not gonna go into this now. I'm just gonna show you different things. So let's say I'm gonna hold the grip in a place where I believe you should be hold. And I'm gonna do the same thing now. I'm going to push my racket back, and you can see how I'm pushing it so hard all the way down, but you can see how my hand, the lower part of the hand, is staying on the grip. And I want to have this grip when I'm hitting my forehand. Of course I do, because I really want to be strong on the contact point. I want my contact to be very, very good. So you can see how this little thing can really affect your shot. Now let me show you about the serve. So a lot of players, especially when they've been playing for some time, they build a habit of not holding the racket the right way. So I've seen good players with such a good ground stroke game, but then their serve always is something that really push a lot of pressure on them, because they cannot use it as a weapon to win the points easier. But how can they do that when they don't have the basic fundamentals for holding the racket? And it's very hard to tell a player that, because usually players think they're doing the best thing. But again, here is again the grip test that you could do. So let's say you hold the racket a little bit like that for the serve, and you can see that when I push backwards, you can see how I'm again starting to lose my grip from my hand. What does that mean? Well, it means that when you're hitting the ball, you're not holding the racket strong. So do you think it's gonna be a good powerful like a contact with the ball, or you're just not gonna be able to get out of that contact from that serve like the most you can? So we're talking about creating really weapons, creating like really good like stuff that can really help your game to develop to the fullest. And we don't want little things really to affect our game in a bad way. So you could see if I hold the grip the way you should hold the grip for the serve, and I hear if this is my contact point now, and I push it back, you can see how, again, my wrist is the lower part of the hand is still staying on the grip, and I can keep pushing back, but I'm not gonna let go of the bottom. So when I hold the racket the right way and I perform my serve with that grip, like you can see, I'm gonna twist at contact point, so I have the correct grip. So this will help me to really hit the ball in the cleanest way possible, which will help me to develop more power and also more accuracy. So this is a very good thing, and I really start teaching kids from the very first time. If I start with a beginner, right away holding the racket this way. I don't care if it's uncomfortable, yes it is, but it happens with a little bit of practice, it becomes comfortable. I don't want them to start one way, just like walking. You just start walking, you cannot teach them other type of walking, right? It just feels natural. So I just want to start on a good note with the kid from the very beginning. And if I have to work with somebody who is more advanced, and I see something like that with my eyes, and if I can show them why the change they need to make the change and what will do for their game, if they're wise, open enough to understand, they'll make the change, because it will help them to become better. If not, good luck and hope your serve become better. Now for the backhand, it's pretty similar. So you could see I'm gonna show for two hands backhand grip. If you hold a little bit off, and how you can check again the grip for your kid. Let's say they have two hands. So you're gonna say, let one of them go, because the right hand is very important how you hold it. You don't want to just rely on one hand and push with it. No, you can't, but why if you can use both hands and both arms to use it in the backhand? So you just let one hand go, and then you grab them and just push them again. Push the racket back. And you can see if the right hand is holding the racket well. If the right hand is well on the grip for the two hands backhand, again, when you push back, the lower part of the hand will not get off the grip, which will help later for better contact when they hit the backhand. And you can do this grip test for all of the strokes that you have. Volleys, slides, you can see if you're really holding the racket well. And as I said, you don't have to be master in tennis, you don't have to be great coach. Even if you're a parent, you can just bring your kids next to you and you can just try to apply this grip racket test. So I really hope this helps you and serves you in a good way, and it hopes it makes sense to you, which is the most important to me, and see what change your kid can make, or if you're like teaching kids, you can see what can be helpful to them. Thank you so much for coming and visiting and being open to see what I have to share here. And hope my advice today can serve from beginner levels, even if you're just deciding to start with tennis, or you've been playing tennis for some time. Again, I hope that the things can make sense and you could really try to apply them from the very beginning and start building those right habits from the very first time. I'm Ivan. Thank you for watching again, and see you in my next video when I'm going to share about the different tennis grips. Bye for now. And if you're interested in it, actually please subscribe. I hope the channel and the stuff I'm going to share here can be helpful to you. See you in the next video.